Having a dysregulated nervous system will disrupt your life. I couldn't live life normal. I couldn't do stuff around the house. I couldn't wash my dishes. I couldn't clean my house. I couldn't tend to my kids. I couldn't fellowship with people regularly. I couldn't drive. I couldn't sleep. But then, yeah, I was always exhausted, but I couldn't sleep, but I was always exhausted. I would not wish having a dysregulated nervous system on my worst enemy. I've had 3 kids. I'd rather go through each and every pregnancy back to back and labor back to back before I go through having a dysregulated nervous system. My name is LK Way, and I'm the wellness writer for the True Age Now blog, as well as the wellness coach for my own personal brand, Wellhouse. And I want to talk to you about having a dysregulated nervous system and the course I have available for it. I couldn't walk at one point. I spent a week on the couch. I had back-to-back panic attacks. I would get woke up in the middle of the night from panic attacks. I felt like I had a band around my chest. I had severe digestive issues. I was nauseous. I had intrusive thoughts. I had the depression. I had anxiety. I had extreme fear because the symptoms would scare me really bad. I didn't know what was wrong with me, so I'd get very scared. I had numerous emergency room visits. I actually took medication, even though I got prescribed medication. I asked for the medication, but I didn't take it because once I found out it wasn't going to help with my symptoms, I'm like, what am I going to take this for? Because I really wanted my symptoms to go away. That's why I said, okay, yes, give me this medication because I'm tired of feeling all this crap in my body. I don't care if it'll get rid of 2 or 3. That's 2 or 3 less than the 10, 20. At that point, when I got the first medication, I probably had about like maybe 10 symptoms. And then when I got the second medication, I had way more because it was intensifying because I was fueling it and I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I was making my symptoms worse because I was so scared. But anyway, I just had so much stuff wrong. And I remember being so depressed and sad. Like, I just want to be back to myself. I remember I started getting looked at like I was crazy because I probably looked crazy at some points. I did. I was crying all the time. Like, I just want to feel normal. I was just wanted to feel normal, and nothing I did would help me. And the doctor telling me he had to take medication. At one point, I got up for prayer. I did experience some relief with prayer. I actually experienced a supernatural help with prayer, but it didn't make all my symptoms go away. The Lord told me it was a process and I had to walk out that process, but it was hard. And I remember going through some major disappointments with people in my life. You may experience people that are typically close to you not want to deal with you because you may feel like too much for them. I became very needy. I'm a very independent person, so to feel like I needed help was very humbling. And I feel like it was a humbling that I probably needed, in an area of my life. I think maybe I was a bit too prideful. But I remember experiencing what lack of help there is out there and also seeing programs for thousands of dollars that I could not afford. And I'm like, man, I can't afford that. But baby, if I had the money, I would have did it because it's like I needed the help. At this time, I was not working a traditional job. I had took on different things to do for money. I remember I was publishing a book for someone and I had to stop working on the book because I couldn't think. I couldn't do anything. I was just so incompetent. Lost my cognitive ability, couldn't think, couldn't communicate, couldn't comprehend things. Was weak. I physically couldn't do things. I was just so mentally exhausted. And so I made a course once I recovered, because I did recover. And I made a course because I'm like, this is needed. People need to know how to recover from having a sick nervous system, a distressed nervous system. We're familiar with broken bones. We know that if you break a bone, we know the process, but there's not a lot of helpful information out there for if you have a distressed nervous system, what to do. If you have a distressed nervous system where you're essentially stuck in a fight or flight, my doctor literally told me the exact opposite of what I was supposed to do. Thank God I found a book by another doctor who was very helpful, and it catapulted my journey. I needed more help, but at least it helped me get some understanding. And that book is Help and Healing for My Nerves by Dr. Claire Weeks. Help and Healing for My Nerves by Dr. Claire Weeks. This book was extremely helpful for me. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the course. It's 7 weeks. It's a course that goes through everything. I talk about the nervous system. I talk about spirit, soul, and body, the aspects of spirit, soul, and body as it plays in tandem with recovery. Everything that you hear from me is going to deal with spirit, soul, and body, because that's part of my wellness brand, spirit, soul, and body. So I talk about that, and I just really get into everything that you need. It's 3 parts. Really, it's 2 parts, but I did include meditations in there for you if you'd like to take advantage of those. Those are actually very helpful later on in my journey of recovery. But the first course deals with stopping the symptoms, the psychology and the spiritual steps and the physical steps you need to do to stop the symptoms, because that is what you need to do first to get back to being able to live your regular life. And the second course is maintenance, which I kind of learned the hard way. So once you get your nerves in a state of healing, where basically you stop the symptoms, then you have to have another state where you're allowing them to heal, and you're kind of like a maintenance, so that you don't get right back into having the same thing that you had before. And I actually did not know that. So I was kind of backpedaling at one point until I was like, whoa, wait a minute now. I ain't finna do that. And then I realized, oh, wait, whoa, no, let me continue to do these things that I was doing before to maintain my health. So this is the course, Help for Distressed Nerves. It's a 2-part course. Right now, it's $99. Typically, these type of courses go for like $400 or $500, but mine's for $99 right now. It also has like a PDF that you can print out, that you can kind of look at the notes. There are some things, though, that I say in the course that aren't specifically printed out in the PDF, so you definitely want to pay attention to what I'm saying, as well as the PDF, if you take advantage of the course. And that's basically it. I just wanted to share my experience. I have a testimony where I get into great detail. It's very long. It's about 50 minutes, but I get into detail of what I experienced and what I overcame. And so you can take a look at that when you have time. But I would encourage you to invest in yourself. You know, a lot of times they'll be like, you won't pay for nothing. I got a job, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do wellness writing and wellness coaching, but I work, as well. And I wasn't working before, but I do now. But I can't afford to be out here giving all my goodies for free. You know what I'm saying? But it is something that is worth the investment, is what I want to communicate to you. You're worth it. To be able to feel better is worth it. And it's not a huge investment. You're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. I'd even borrow the money, because I'm telling you, I'm not dissing doctors, and I'm not telling you not to take no medication. So please do not come take away that from this video. What I'm telling you is that the help out there is not that plentiful. I know, because I went through it. And some people have a higher premium because some of their programs are more intense, and some of them, that's what they're offering. That's the value that they have on their product. I'm not kicking it whatsoever. If you don't get help from me, get help from somewhere. But you got to get some help, because you need to handle this. You need to deal with it. You need to deal with you. You need to invest in your health so that you can make this stop. And it will. That's the crazy thing about it. It will. It will. You just have to be willing to go through the steps. And the last thing I'm going to say to you is very important. Do not use my information or anybody else's as a means to diagnose yourself. Go to the doctor Make sure you don't have a heart issue, a lung issue, or whatever. Go to the doctor. Go through the process of elimination. Yes, it is tiresome. Yes, it is long. But you need to have that confirmation. You need to have that true process of elimination before you start this course. Because the last thing you want to do is go through a course, 7-week course for distressed nervous system and find out, oh, it was this. So you need to narrow it down. You need to know. Go to the doctor. I'm a wellness coach, not a doctor. I help you with your wellness journey. I help you with your journey. I'm not here to replace your doctor. I need you to understand that. All right. My name's LK Way. I really hope that if you feel the course is helpful, take advantage of the course. If you're having problems paying for the course, there is an email on my True Age Now website. Reach out to me. We can work something out. But I need you to take advantage of the course if you are going through these things, if you are not finding relief, if your life is being disrupted, if you're not able to do the things that you need to do, if you're not able to work. I couldn't do what I needed to do on a daily basis. This disrupted my life. And now I'm back to normal. I live my life. I enjoy simple things again. Walking around my house without being exhausted. Eating a meal without feeling like I'm going to puke afterwards. Taking a walk to my mailbox without being exhausted. Driving in my car and getting out and walking into the store and getting something that I need. These are things that I could not do. Reading. Watching a show and actually knowing what's happening in the show. If you're having these problems, you need to take the course. You need to get some help. All right. My name's LK Way, and I am wishing you an awesome day. If you do want to take advantage of the course, you can scan the QR code on the banner of my YouTube channel, or you can go to my website, truagenow.com/wellness course, and you can take advantage there. Have a great day. Take care.